Hi there, this is Sherilyn Arnold, and I want to talk about communication today. And I've got a serious question to pose to you that I want you to think about for a minute. Why is it that most people are more careful in the way they communicate with their friends than their own family members? Why is that? And I think if we just think for a second, the answer is pretty clear because your friends can stop being your friends. Now, if you're a person who does not communicate very effectively or very kindly, and you think that you still have friends, you don't. You have fans. I promise you. They are fans, not friends. There's a huge difference, and that's not what this video is about, so you can go look that up. But I just want to talk about helping you in your family relationships, your friends relationships, your interpersonal relationships, and how to be more effective in your business relationships, basically just happier in your life because you improve your communication. So this question about treating friends better than family, I thought about it because there was a point in my life when I was raising, birthing and raising and taking care of little kids. And I found myself frazzled and not communicating the way I should. And I could tell because my communication was not bringing about the results that I desired. I was not getting compliance from my kids and cooperation, and I was stressed, and it just seemed like nobody was listening to me or doing what they needed to do. And after a lot of soul searching, I decided that I was going to try talking to my little kids as kindly as I would talk to somebody my age who was my friend. And I cannot tell you how that one simple change turned my life around. It was amazing. I went from, basically dragging kids out of bed and getting them onto the school bus in tears and wanting to fall down exhausted when after any kind of task that we had to do. I went from that to having peaceful, joyful moments with my kids when I decided to just talk to them like friends. And I started to realize that a lot of my stress and frustration was maybe due to my own problems, like poor planning, always being in a hurry, not because we weren't allowing enough time for things. And that also greatly reduced our stress. But I have a boy who, if I go down in the mornings and open up his door and start barking orders at him, we're not going to have a good day from the get-go, and it's going to take me twice as long to get him up and ready and out the door ready for school. What I noticed was why couldn't I, if this was a friend that was staying at my house, I would knock on the door and I would say something like, "Good morning." If I felt like I needed to go into the room like I do with my kids, I would knock on the door, have a sweet greeting, go in. I now sit on my son's bed and I say something sweet like, "Hello, sweetheart," or "Good morning, sweetheart." I might rub his back for 10 seconds, and I don't run in and flip on the light to shock him out of bed. And then I just say, "Here's what we need to do. We need to get in the shower and then get some breakfast. So can you hop on up and do that, please?" I have found that this kid that was so stubborn and non-compliant has become so cooperative, and we have a peaceful morning, and I hug him goodbye when he leaves like a friend that I love, and I tell him I love him, and he walks to the bus stop corner and turns around and waves goodbye to me, and in front of his friends. So that was a successful change in speaking to my children as I would speak to a friend and treat them as I would speak to a friend. I do not need to be a drill sergeant. And that, if that's your style, that's okay. And if that's working for you, don't change it. But it was not working for me. And then I started to think about my husband and caring more about his feelings. And it's not that you are wrong when you're trying to communicate with people. It's just, what is key is the way that they feel. The way that they feel when you're done speaking. That is really all that matters. It's not that you being right or you feeling like you have to say something. I love a quote that I heard that I will not take credit for. But it was a comedian who said it. I don't know where he got it from, but he was like, you can be happy or you can be right. I thought that was so funny. So you think about your communication with your spouse. Is it absolutely necessary? And are you both going to be happy after you say what you think you need to say, right? But I just tried to treat my husband like a friend. If we had a problem, I find the best way to resolve it is, first of all, saying, I realize that you may not have meant to hurt my feelings, or I realize that you are maybe not trying to aggravate me. Before I communicate, choosing my words carefully, thinking about the way it's going to make him feel. Once I mastered this with my kids, it was not too big of a step for me to start communicating better with my husband. And I cannot tell you the peace and the safety that has brought into our homes. And my children are so much easier for me to guide and discipline when I am constantly treating them with love and respect. And to date, and the jury's still out because I have one adult child who has just become an adult, 2 teenagers, and then a grade schooler. But so the jury's still out. But so far, for the most part, they have been extremely respectful, kind, honest, good people. They get good grades, and they have not yet gotten involved in anything, life altering, that, anything that's going to damage their lives. But I feel that one thing, talking to them like friends, has greatly influenced the people that they are. And it's free. It's free. It takes a little bit of self-control. I promise you the peace that it brings, the respect that you earn, and the love that you have surrounding your life because you are willing to be a little kinder and a little more patient with the people that live with you 24/7, it is worth it. So that's your advice for treating your family as good as you treat your friends.